Back for a little hardwood action, talking NBA on the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel with my boy Big T, two-man booth here, breaking down a nice little 3-game slate and kind of recapping a little 2-gamer here, Big T. Some calls went, a little right, a little wrong here yesterday on the show. I think the Showdown slate we smashed or, did really well in. The 2-game strategy, maybe not as good, but that's all right. I'll take 1 for 2 here. And our boy Uncle T shipping about 16K worth of giblets from Showdown. So he texted me too. Appreciated the Kawhi call, and Kawhi just shoved it. He said, Big T doesn't think this series is for me. I'm gonna show Big T right here. I'm gonna show him. And he put it on, Big T, I will say. Also, too, I got made fun of for this, but I said in the other show, I said, I don't understand why Kawhi doesn't shoot more. He said, screw that. I'm not going to take 15. I'm going to make 15 shots in this game. I'm going to take 18, and I'm just going to do a little bit more. And they won, Big T. They won. It was a close game, but awesome NBA from yesterday. It was a great 2-gamer yesterday to watch.
Yeah, both games highly contested. Both series we talked yesterday how they both kind of stole game 1. Game 2, the team that gave it up came back and won, which makes these series awesome for sure. I wanted to see Detroit win for sure. I obviously didn't want to see the Clippers win, but as a fan, I like it 1-1. Like it going back to LA. I like to see the character of these teams too.
What's funny is you thought they were going on the show. You were like, I think they win. But
yeah.
your heart couldn't.
No, I mean, it was a Clippers spot. I didn't think the Pistons would win for sure. The Pistons definitely got me. But it was a Clippers spot for sure. A team like that's not going to, they're going to bounce back. And Kawhi.
I know, I'm trying to give you credit. Yeah. Like on this show, you said you think it's a Clippers spot, but you just couldn't let your heart
I can't go
the Clippers. You had to
bet
your Nuggets.
It's still going to be the way the whole series goes. Aaron Gordon missed the dunk with 2 minutes left. The game could have gone either way. So I'm not thinking that's how the whole series is going to go. These games are going to go to the wire. You can't miss. Jokic keeps missing free throw. Jokic just played bad twice. I'm never hard on him, and his numbers are awesome. He just wasn't very good yesterday, even though he crushed. He made a lot of really bad plays. I do love that they left him in though to play the whole fourth like that. The guy's a hero. The guy's awesome. He was awesome in that game. He was just bad for his standards. Some turnovers that he never makes. You saw him hitting himself in the head. He knows it. He knows he played bad. I bet we see an awesome game in game 3. And yeah, if Kawhi owned me 100%. If he makes every shot, they're going to win the series for sure. Him and his stupid mid-range game. I freaking get so tilted by these mid-rangers going in, but he was amazing in the freaking game for sure.
I told you this. He can get whatever he wants whenever he wants. If he wants to do it. He did it in game 1. He just didn't do it enough. And that was my take. My whole take was I felt like there were long stretches where Kawhi was just here, you take the ball.
It was weird that the last trip too, because they were down 3. All of a sudden, he just goes to the corner with the game on the line and let Harden go in. I didn't understand that either.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm like, okay, weird. You have a guy who's clearly just red hot, hot, and he goes and sits in the corner. And that was my whole take from game 1. I felt he did that throughout the game, Tony. He'd make 2 baskets in a row, and then he'd go sit in the corner for 3 possessions. I'd be like, your best player's not touching the ball. It would be like if Jokic didn't get a touch for 3 possessions in a row, you'd go crazy if he didn't touch the ball. You know what I mean? You would go nuts.
It's definitely weird. Even Harden said it was weird in one of the interviews I saw. It's I don't know why he went to the corner. I was yeah, he's probably tired from freaking dropping his balls on him.
I was going to say he might be a little tired. He definitely looked tired at certain points.
He was some of those shots were highly contested shots, and he was just training.
Tough shots, man. He's a tough shot maker.
He was amazing.
And
Zubac, Zubac's really good. The Clippers are good. The West, these teams are good. MPJ played good, and they still lost. If you told me MPJ would have had 15 and 15, I would have been like, "There's no way the Nuggets are losing." Like
That
I love
was
the Nuggets.
that was another thing we got right on the show was the MPJ bounce back spot. There were people in the Discord too. They were a little apprehensive. I don't know about MPJ, but he
It's
came.
all effort with the MPJ. It's all freaking effort. Just go give effort. That's
I
all it is.
know within 5 minutes if MPJ is going to be there or if he's not going to be
When
there.
he's
And
getting
when
those
he,
putbacks, you know he's there.
dude, when he goes for every rebound, even when he
Yeah.
doesn't get the rebound, but he's like attempting to be in the play, like active, I'm like, okay, I at least have a chance, you know. And I noticed it immediately. He was just going to the glass. Even if he wasn't there for the rebound and someone else got the
He's
rebound,
gonna get
it
a
was
lot
just
of them
nice.
because he's friggin' 6'10". He's
Yeah.
gonna get a lot of boards.
Yeah, he's 6'10", and he's a good rebounder, honestly. He showed it, obviously, but he had a few offensive rebounds, so that was a nice bounce. And you know what was funny? I don't know how many shots he took, Tony, but I feel like he only took like 5. And he took
couldn't have taken
one.
many. I don't know either. He couldn't have taken
He
more than
took
10.
one bad shot
I don't
of
even
all of
remember
his
the
shots.
bad one.
It was one bad 3 where Jokic was open in the corner, and he chose to take it on the wing instead of pass it to Jokic. It was covered. That was the only bad shot he took. But it was interesting to me, like he smashed like he did, and he didn't volume shoot or take a bunch of bad shots, which normally that's MPJ's thing. Like he takes tough shots.
He takes bad shots.
And sometimes they go in, but it's just I noticed it. I was like, he's not doing that. I wonder if someone said something to him like, "Hey, dude,
I'm
just
sure
like."
they've said it to him, but it hasn't stopped him before.
No, I noticed it was my whole point. So
this wasn't. He was going to close for sure. He was in there, Hobbs. He was in. He was going to close. He got hurt or he faked an injury. One of the two. He had that bad turnover, and then he went
was
out.
closing. There was a minute 50 left, and he got a shoulder injury and had to come
he was
out.
playing good, and he made one big play. He wasn't coming out. He
Dude,
did have a horrible turnover, but
they brought in Christian Brown for Russ.
Yeah,
they took Russ out. That Christian sat until like what, Tony, the 4.5 minute mark or so. He sat for way longer than he normally does. And when he came in, I was like, okay, I
thought for sure Brown was going to sit. I really was. I thought he was going to sit the way they were playing because Russ hit the 2 corner threes. I thought for sure Brown was going to sit because he wasn't playing that good.
Yeah, no, he definitely was closing until the injury. The injury took him out.
That turnover was terrible too. He just got it. And he just like lobs it towards the middle where all the bodies are, and he realized it and just dives for it.
Literally dives for it.
No,
I mean, he did give effort after the shitty play.
Right
he tried to give effort.
Realized it. He's like, oh no.
Yeah, he knew. He definitely knew. But whatever.
What about JT? I've seen this comment too. My man JT can't wait to see his outfit next week, Derry.
What'd you do? What's happening here?
I mean, these guys always want to chirp me on the baseball show with their little offenses in their West Coast ballparks. Oh, Robbie Ray's exit velocity is 37% higher than last year, and his mile per hours is down, and I'm going to take Milwaukee. I said, well, I'll take Detroit. You can have Milwaukee. And he said, okay, whoever loses has to wear an all yellow Havana Bananas outfit next week. I said, deal. And it wasn't close, JT. Get that outfit ready, baby.
Get that outfit. Poor JT. I like JT. That's going to be fun to watch, though. JT
and DC and Boyd and all these baseball guys were just stroking to freaking Milwaukee in San Francisco versus Robbie Ray because his advanced numbers are.
Oh, you hate that park too. You hate that. That's a park thing for you.
Terrible
you hate the parks. Yeah. That's one thing. I'll say this about Big T. He stays true with his baseball stuff. Like those no-go parks, he never budges on those no-go
not
parks.
On big slates. Sometimes.
No, yeah. He never budges on those things. Like it'd have to be a real small slate for you to budge on like San Diego or San Francisco. Like
San
those
Diego's
type
even
of,
worse. I hardly ever go there.
I do love how baseball, they're probably confusing you a bit because like the Rays have a better hitting stadium this
Yeah,
year.
you got to
The
adjust.
A's have a better hit. All these teams that like you never would play when they're at home, and now
Yeah.
you're like, these are actually plus.
I like
Very,
it too
very
because I
plus.
always like Tampa. I like Tampa a ton the last several years, and I love having them in an actual good park now.
No, it is nice. And they play in a good division, like with the Yankees, the Reds, like they play in like a solid. So you're going to get some good teams there too. But yeah, it's a little switch up there. But back to the games. Anything else with the Nuggets game that you noticed before we
I
move to
mean, it
the
honestly went
Pistons?
very, very similar to how I thought it would go. I
That
thought it would come down to the end, and I was rooting for the Nuggets. Obviously, I needed 2 more points from Jamal too. I've lost those props a few close ones the last 2 days. I needed 1 more point, I think, or 2 more points. 1 more point because he had 1 or 2 more points, whatever it was. But I mean, it went how I thought, and it's going to be a great series. I mean, I think they'll split in LA. They'll probably both win at home, and we'll probably see a game 7. I think it'll be a very good series.
this
I
was
kind of hope
definitely
the
the
Clippers win
series.
game 3, if I'm being honest. I would love to see Denver up against it a little bit, game 4.
This is definitely the series I was most confident talking about going 7. This series just going to
I
play
mean, they're
so close.
even.
Dude, the whole game too, Tony. Like
Yeah.
I felt like it was a 1-point game the entire game. No,
They're very, very even. I know the stars don't play the same positions, but you got 2 stars. You got just very, very,
yeah.
very similar. The role Norman Powell and Brown are very similar. You're just very, very similar across the board.
And pretty much for the Clippers, like if Kawhi or Harden can have a big game, like if one of them can, they're gonna
Yeah.
be like in the mix. Like Harden had a good game 1, Kawhi had a good game 2. And then it's just gonna come down to the Russes, the MPG. I really feel that way
Yeah.
too. It's gonna come down to those type of players, like the Aaron Gordon. Like Aaron Gordon, it felt like he was playing injured. And I know they
Yeah,
talked about his
he's
calf.
definitely hurt. That's another problem with Denver. They got more injuries than people realize. It's not great.
Yeah,
Like he's
that
actually hurt. I don't think he'd be playing if it wasn't right now.
and Jamal Murray, even though he was fine, he looked
Yeah.
like he was dying on the floor at some points.
They definitely don't look great.
They would like do a close up of his face, and I'm like,
Yeah.
is he gonna pass out? Like this was in the first quarter. I was like, this dude looks like he's gonna fall over, but he played like the whole
Yeah.
game, so he was fine.
I
But
don't love it.
yeah,
I don't love it. That's for
I
sure.
will say if they lose to the Clippers in LA, you could get a really nice price probably on Denver if you kind of wait and see if they lose game 3.
I
You
could
might
see
get
it
a
too. I honestly, if I had to like bet totally neutral, I would say Clippers in game 3 and then Nuggets in 4 and 5, Clippers in 6, and then it's game
and
7,
then
whoever
game
plays well.
7's a total coin flip. Like
I think the
total. I think
Clippers will win game 3 if I was like totally neutral. I'm sure I'll be on the Nuggets again because I like rooting for them. But
I
if
know
I was
you'll be on
totally
the
neutral,
Nuggets. There's no way you won't be on the
I
Nuggets.
can't. The
You
only
literally
time
said it. You literally said it on the show. It's a Clipper spot, and then I saw you put your bets in, and you were like Nuggets, and I was like, he can't help himself. This is just he can't
the
help
unders
himself.
too. That was another thing we were right. I'm glad before
Great
we go
call,
on, and neither one of them was super close, really. I mean,
dude. It
I'm
was
trying to remember the numbers.
194, and what was the Clippers game? I can't remember the final score, but
Yeah,
it was
low
under
200s.
200, right? It was
It was
under
low
200.
200s. They both had 106, 105 or something.
Was
105,
that?
102. So that had to be like under by at least 10 points.
Yeah, the unders have been killing it.
And
And
just
again,
keep
those
taking them too. Like just keep taking them. Take them all 3 again tonight. Wait till these numbers will adjust. Like if you write down all 3 of these totals tonight, I bet game 3s are all lower than they are tonight. They're just going to keep eventually it's going to be accurate. They're just people
yeah.
haven't adjusted yet to the way they're calling these games.
Oh, for sure.
Not saying
For
every
sure.
game's going to go. I mean, some games they're going to make a lot of shots. I mean, they made all the shots in the Nuggets game and it still went way under.
Yeah, but it's different when they play so tight. The back and forth is like
Yeah.
it's not as fast paced because everyone's trying to control the clock a little bit. They're trying to get really good shots. They're not trying to push it as much. they're not jacking up threes short of the shot clock like some teams do in the regular season. They're really trying to get solid possessions, and you kind of saw that. What about the Pistons game? I mean, I know you weren't on the Pistons.
I mean, they were
season.
impressive. They were. I mean, I that series isn't as fun for me to watch. I don't know. I don't think the basketball's as good. The Knicks can't score. They just that length from Detroit is really killing them. And Detroit.
But where's Cat? Where the fuck is Cat?
It's the Cat we've always known and loved and hated. Like he is. I hate Cat.
Dude, I sent the message in the Discord. I was like, Cat and Mitchell Robinson almost played the exact amount of minutes.
Dude,
how many minutes do you think Cat played in the first half? How many minutes?
No idea without thinking.
14 minutes, Tony.
I was gonna guess 15, but yeah.
14. Mitchell Robinson played 13 and a half. They literally 13 and a half.
I don't. And you're in New York. Like stars can't get a pass. Like you can't play like that.
I mean, I hear nothing about, but maybe they will talk about it a little bit more.
They have to be killing him in New York. Maybe they have to be. He was beyond bad.
Yeah, the guy. I think the reason why you struggle to watch the series is because Jalen Brunson is a struggle to watch, and I just
don't love Detroit watching them either. I don't like they're big tough. I don't know. I hate the East. I don't even like the good teams in the East. I like all the West teams.
I enjoy watching Cade. Cade, I enjoy watching
Cade
him play.
Cade is a monster. I like watching Cade, but I don't like any of their other guys. Though.
I get what you're saying though, because all their other guys are just like role guys. They're not like supremely talented besides Thompson. And again, we said it yesterday. It's not a Thompson series. He was 50-something% owned. Everyone's trying to make Thompson
work. He was higher than that in the single entry stuff, man. He was super high.
He is out there to guard Jalen Brunson, which means he is going to be in foul trouble 90% of the time, which means he's not focused on anything other than slowing him down. He's not a part of the offense.
Too, like absolute paint peelers.
If it's not dunks, bro, get out of it. Dude, by the way, did you see that tip in? How did he make that tip in that he grabbed the rim? But like that was, and then he misses the 2 free throws after.
He didn't just miss those 2 free throws. Like those were some doozies.
Those were bad. Those were really bad. But that's what we're saying though. Like Dennis Schroeder was a huge key to that game. Like he was really good in that game. He saved them a few times where like things were starting to go south, and he'd settle it down and make a few big shots.
He's like solid, just role guy.
Even when people hated on him.
Right too. I was struggling all night with Hardaway and Schroeder, and I'm finally like, I hate Hardaway. I can't play him. And I got lucky that it was that it was extremely lopsided.
I felt good too, because like Beasley, Tim Hardaway, they didn't really play that good, and they somehow still won the game with their 2 shooters.
Because Cade was unbelievable. He destroyed them.
Cade destroyed even OG. He was destroying OG
Cade
at times, and I was like,
the whole freaking state of New York. He was freaking. I mean, he was getting them. The one thing with Cade, I would just wish that at the end of games, dude, just go to the fucking basketball. Don't let like Durant get a rebound and then foul him. Don't let go get the ball and win the game. Like don't. That was one thing that annoyed me at the end. I was like, why is Schroeder getting? I know he was good, but like Cade needs to go get the ball. You need to go get the ball and drill, or you need to try at least. Like the best player should be going to get the ball at the end. Definitely.
But yeah, he was amazing. Definitely owned him. Hopefully continues that because I got Detroit in the series.
Great atmosphere at home. That place is going to be jumping at home.
I hope so. That series price was plus 330. I just thought it was like way too wide too. So it's down to plus 200. I feel good. I think as long as we keep it 2-2, I think it's a real good shot. So win one game in Detroit.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be too. All right, let's get into these games today. We got 3 games, a nice little showdown. I don't know if the showdown slate is 100K. Is it big for the late game?
It's going to be that big every day. Yeah, it's going to be. I haven't looked, but I guarantee it is.
It's got to be. All right, so maybe we'll
During the
talk a little
playoffs, it's
showdown.
going to be every day 100K in that late slot.
Yeah, so maybe we'll talk. I got a few messages of people really liking the showdown talk, so
I think
maybe we'll.
it's better content than the full game slate just because you can strategize a little more.
Yeah, me too. I definitely.
But it's
I
probably because
definitely
we
like
like it more too, so we feel like it's better. But it's
I think there's
like
just
on a
more of an
night like
edge
this,
to it. I think
that
there's just
slate is
more of
so
an
much
edge to
better
it.
tonight though than the main slate. The three gamer is not near as good as the late showdown.
No, but I think it's like more strategy to it. I just did
Yeah,
I enjoy it a little bit more. But I mean, MPJ was 19% owned on a showdown slate.
yeah.
19% owned. Like
Because
those are the
people
edges.
always go game by game. They always do it. They've always done it. It's why we do it good at the playoffs. They don't ever think that the other 82 games before this mattered. Like there's something built up.
Yeah, and love to hear this, Sam. Love the showdown on the slate builder. We added a little showdown piece. So at the bottom of the slate builder, if you're a member, if you're not a member, check it out, RPS 15. But at the bottom of the slate builder, we added a little showdown content for you guys. So we'll do like whatever the main showdown piece. If me and Big T are playing, we'll add that to the bottom for you guys. So yeah, we added that to the slate builder. Definitely. I thought people would like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Yeah, the main is 100K up top, Uncle T says. So, yep, another nice slate here. All right, Milwaukee and Indiana, Tony. Let's go game by game, and we'll go through it here. Game one, Indiana kind of owned them, ran away. Milwaukee had a little run in the end of the third, fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough. This is another game in Indiana. I think the spread's like 6. Where are we at? Or 4. I'm sorry, 4. Indy's favored minus 192 on DK Sportsbook. First of all, what are you doing with the game? And then talk from a fantasy perspective.
Yeah, I think we see Dame. So I don't know if that's good or bad for Milwaukee with them not playing for so long. Either way, I like Indiana. I like them for the series. I think Dame coming back. I'm torn on if it obviously should help them, but I don't know if it actually does. He hasn't played in so long. He's already chirping Indiana, saying we'll see him Tuesday, all that stuff. I don't know. I think the Pacers are like secretly pretty good too. Like all the teams in the East, I don't love a lot of them. I mean, obviously Boston and Cleveland are the exception. They're both really good. But the rest of the teams, is Indiana the 3 or the 4?
They are the
4?
4 or 5? No, 4. The Bucks
4.
are the 5.
Whatever they are. Like I think they're clearly, to me at least, they're clearly the third
So
best.
they would play the winner of Cleveland, right? Miami.
If they're the 4, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. They are the 4, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Indiana is clearly the third best team in the East, and I just think they're better than Milwaukee. And I think Milwaukee always gets a little bit of credit from the odds makers because of the Giannis factor, Dame when he's in there. And Indiana's got lesser known guys. Like no one really likes Halliburton and Pascal and these guys. They're just not household names, but I think Indiana is just way better. So as far as the pure game, I like Indiana. And I think Indiana might beat this team in 5 or something. Pretty quick work. Those are my 2 big bets for the series, Indiana and Denver. Don't feel great about Denver after seeing 2 games. Feel really good about Indiana after 1. Fantasy, though, this is the issue with the 3-gamer that why I'm going to like Showdown more. Like I'm going to play 1 team on the main slate and I'm going to play 150 in Showdown. And that's going to happen a lot of days. But today especially, because you look at these prices for Indiana. I mean, Miles Turner and Pascal both had really solid games. Nembhard had really solid game. But the way the prices line up, I think people are they're gonna like these plays too much for me. I don't love the spot. They still have so many guys for Indiana that they're gonna at least give some run to, especially up 1-0. We've always seen Carlisle and this team they play so many guys and they play the hot hand a lot. Stuff like that. I just don't trust them as chalky plays. I don't think the ownerships are super accurate early, but just after these guys crushed, people are going to play Pascal and Turner and Neesmith and Nembhard and all these guys because of their prices. So I think they'll be chalky. Honestly, I'll be probably under on this whole game. Halliburton would be the guy that I actually like a decent amount. His price just feels cheap, almost like Jamal Murray in a way, where I just feel like he's too cheap. And then the Milwaukee
He was
side,
bad too in game one.
yeah,
The numbers, like he wasn't aggressive at all. He shot 3 for 13 from the field, 0 for 7 from 3 at home. Do we really think he's going to shoot 0 for 7 from 3 again? Like these
yeah. And
numbers,
Dame was
he could
chirping him
easily
too.
splash. I think, honestly, I think he could easily bounce back here out of all these plays.
I like it. I want to see where the ownership settles later in the day before I do my purple and stuff. And then the Milwaukee side's just a disaster for me. I loved Bobby Portis game one. He was horrible. I was dead wrong about that. I liked Porter. He did good. Kuzma's just awful right now. And then Dame, you throw Dame back in the mix. Let's just say I'm planning on him being in, but if somehow he's out, I like all the Milwaukee guys a lot more. Obviously, I mean Dame's he's gonna clutter the situation a decent amount. I can honestly probably say that. Who knows? You can get my final content for sure over at Run Pure later today. If something changes, we'll have the whole, like we always do, the whole thing up, the slate builder, the cores, the everything. But right now, my plan is if Dame's in, I probably won't play any of these guys. And if he's out, I probably will play 2 or 3 of these guys. So it honestly weighs if he's in there. So heavy on Indiana, heavy on Halliburton, not a ton else that I love in this game.
Yeah, so a few things about this game. One, Milwaukee's just got to stop playing Kyle Kuzma. They just got to stop.
He's so bad, man.
He is so
He's like
bad.
a poor version of MPJ.
He's such a poor version of MPJ. It's not even funny. I don't know. Maybe just so disinterested in Milwaukee. I have no idea. It's just
he was really bad in Washington too, though. Before
I just don't think he cares. I just don't think he cares, to be honest with you. That's what I think. But what I notice with Milwaukee is they need as much like shooting around Giannis as possible. What lineup was their best lineup, Tony? It was the KPJ, AJ Green, Gary Trent Jr., Bobby Portis, Giannis lineup. That was their best lineup. That was the lineup where they made the most I think like solid, plays and had the best success offensively because they had so much shooting around Giannis. As long as those guys can hold up defensively, like AJ Green, which I thought he did a decent job when he was out there, to be honest with you. And I think he's a little bit better of a defender than he was in years past. But if Dame is out, I think you could see an adjustment here where we see those guys play a little bit more. We see that lineup a little earlier. That was a lineup that they used at the end of the third into the fourth, and that was where I thought they had the best run of the game pretty much was with that lineup, even though Bobby didn't do that much. So if Dame's out, I kind of am interested in tournaments in guys like Gary Trent or AJ Green because I think they need those guys, honestly, out on the floor. And I think they need to just go away from Kuzma. So that's just my thoughts on what they could do. Obviously, if Dame's in, it's going to ruin a lot of that stuff. It's going to ruin KPJ. Obviously, Ryan Rollins is not a thing at all anymore. He's probably not going to play. So it kind of hurts a lot of those guys. So if Dame's in, I think the guys I'd like are probably just the guards, Halliburton. I don't know if I can play Dame because I don't know if he's going to like play a ton either. That's the other thing. Like, do we think if he's in, he plays like the whole game?
Yeah, if he's in, I think he plays. But
well, then if he's in,
plays might not be the full 40 like we would expect if he was fully healthy.
Well, that's my question.
I think he plays into the 30s for sure.
Okay, because I'm like, no one's going to want to play him. It's like, do I play Dame and Tyrese and just that's it?
I mean, it could be the way to go. I love Tyrese, so and they've been chirping, so it makes sense to play the guards against each other. I'd have a hard time playing Dame, but you're right. The advantage is he's going to literally be totally unowned. So
totally unowned.
That's the advantage you get.
And the one thing I will say about Dame is He does like the spot. He does
Oh, yeah.
like the big games, the lights. Like he's definitely one of those guys. He just can't do it defensively, but offensively, he can definitely have a big impact in the game.
This
So
dude hasn't played in a month is my worry. Like, I just don't know how he can go. Those shots he shoots are rhythm shots. Maybe he just
oh
rides
yeah.
the energy for one game, but man.
I mean, he was out there saying, "I'll beat your ass" or
Oh, yeah,
something
he was
like that to
chirping.
Halliburton. Like he
That's why
was
I
like,
think for sure he plays. Like, some people are uncertain, but he was chirping so much.
"You
He's
think he
got it, though.
definitely plays tonight?" Is what you're saying?
I think he definitely does for sure. That's my opinion. He's 100% playing game 3. Like, I think he
Yes.
plays tonight, though.
I was thinking he was going to come back at home. That was my
Yeah.
first thought
It
was
makes the most sense.
because I didn't bet this series because I wanted to wait and see if they go up 2-0 before Dame comes back. That was just and I said it on the show. I was like, because I was like, I like Milwaukee at the price. I think I'm going to bet them, but I want to wait to see if I can catch Dame back and maybe they're down 2-0 and I get a nice price. So we'll see. If he plays tonight and they win, that would kind of ruin that. But I think the Pacers win tonight. I like Halliburton with you. Dame, that's a game time decision for me. We'll see. But
You came with
again,
MPJ yesterday in the core. You might as well return it right with Dame the next day.
yeah, I know you hated that core play with
No, I
MPJ
liked it
in
because
there.
of the reasoning. No, I mean,
Yeah,
I wasn't going to do it personally, but I liked it for the reasoning because I knew he could do good.
yeah, he could definitely help Bobby a little bit. I mean, Dame's going to help everyone because at least with him out there, he's going to get better looks. It's not going to all fall on Giannis to get guys better looks. Like Dame will be able to do that as well. So it's going to help everyone that's actually out there. The Nemhard play, Tony, like, are you going back to Nemhard? We got to talk about him just because he was a value that smashed last
Yeah, I
time.
think these guys are going to be popular, but I just would rather go a different direction. I don't know. And that's what our show will be different than a lot of shows during the playoffs because we're not scared to come off some of that like good chalk. And
Right.
I don't know. He's fine. I don't want to say like I'm just definitely not going to play him, but I don't want to, especially the more chalky he gets, the more I don't want to play him.
Yeah, which I think he's going to be pretty popular, but we'll see. I see some people talking about Turner, Pascal. I
I
mean,
mean,
their
they're going to
price
be the
tags.
chalk for sure coming off
Yeah.
those games. Again, like everyone's got to understand there's chalk and there's if you want to pivot off, like people are going to play those guys just because we don't like love them doesn't mean they're not good plays.
Yep, 100%. But nice. We're kind of on board with game one. We'll see if Dame ends up playing. Who do you got? Either way, who do you got winning this game?
I got the Pacers winning either way, whether
Yeah,
Dame plays or not.
I do too. All right, let's go to the next game here. Memphis OKC, maybe the most dominant performance, Tony, in round or game one was OKC against Memphis. And I got some initial take. I think a couple things with Memphis. I don't think Zach Edey fits in the series. I mean, I watched that dude. He got a pass from John Morant. It was a perfectly placed pass that just hit him in the face. Like wasn't ready for the pass at all. He's just not a guy that fits for the series. He's completely dropping in the paint. Like he's running down the floor, Tony, and he'll just run to the paint. Like he doesn't even try to get up a little bit. You watch like Marvin Bagley, who's their backup center. He was at least trying to extend out, and make it a little more difficult for guys like Chet off the screen and off the pick and rolls and stuff. And if you just let Isaiah Hartenstein get the ball at the top of the key and let like Jalen Williams or SGA run around him as he hands it off, they're going to get open looks. Like they're going to get easy looks every single time. So I think one adjustment we could see from Memphis is less Zach Edey and more Marvin Bagley, if possible, just like last game, or more Santi. So I'm probably going to be off the Edey thing, but do you think Memphis can hang in there today? 14.5 point spread. That's the question.
I mean, these are going to be the games I hate because I want to say yes, but like you have to break these games down. Like that's what we've gotten better since we've done these shows the last 6-7 years. I always used to just like do it based on numbers and different things. But if you watch it, like you bring up good points, like, okay, I agree, Edie doesn't fit. So then you break it down further. So what are we going to do if we don't play Edie? You start talking about Bagley and Santee, and it's like, ooh, I don't like these options too much for OKC. So I don't know. I want to say Memphis. I really do. Like Ja and Bane and Jaren Jackson are all in the 7Ks too. Like those are good prices. I want to do it, but man, OKC, they brought belt to ass in game one, and I have a feeling it might be coming again. I don't know if I can even bet this game, honestly. Like it's such a hard spot for me. The number's so big. Memphis, I'll just say if I had to pick, I think Memphis should be able to cover that number, but I think they have clear matchup disadvantages, and they don't have a bench. It's going to be tough for Memphis. I probably should just take OKC and just watch them bring belt to ass again.
The one thing like I noticed, like OKC is not scared at all of Zach. So like their main offense is when Zach Edey's out there is he sets a screen and he dives to the hoop. They're not afraid of Zach Edey catching that pass like at all. Like Chat,
they're a smart team. Even if he catches it, it's a 2.
It's a 2. Exact. And it's a tough 2 because you got Hartenstein and Chet who can bang with them and push them around. I mean, SGA blocked them from behind.
So we both agree it's not an Edey series, but what do they honestly do? Just literally not play him?
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe, but the problem is they still shot 6 for 34 or whatever it was, 6 for 30 from the 3-point line. I think it was like 17% or something like that. You shoot 17% in this day and age in the NBA from the 3, you're not winning any games probably. So that's got to change. The question is, who can like do it? Is it just going to like a Santee, Jaren Jackson lineup and going almost a little smaller?
Or even just Jaren at the 5 or something weird and play Vince Williams or something where he's at least athletic. Like
dude, Conchar is not it either. They're playing him minutes.
He's a freaking slow whitey. Like he needs some athleticism.
Yeah, or shooting or something. Like play Luke Kennard. He at least can hit a shot.
So bad, too. They got problems.
I'm saying
it might
though,
be Vince Williams. Honestly, I think they need athleticism. How many minutes did he play game one?
He did get a few.
He played 19 minutes. Granted, a lot was probably scrub time, but still, he's at least athletic.
Conchar looks like JSU.
He kind of does.
Well, then you shouldn't play him, is what I'll say if that's the case.
It's gonna be hard for me because they just don't have guys, and he's 3,100, and Bagley's 34, and Vince is 32, and Kennard's 3K. So they just fall in that range where, I mean, if we both agree Edey's not it for this series. You literally have the 5 other guys, counting Santee, and then you got all those 3K guys or their bench. You have to even if you think they get killed, you have to. I think Vince Williams is my guy.
Vince Williams,
I can see athletic, and no one's gonna play him.
And I've seen him hit a corner 3, at least you can stretch the floor a little bit. I don't hate that take. I mean, in the end, though. Ja Morant, they need 2 of Ja Morant, Bane, or Jaren Jackson to be good.
All 3. Yeah.
But they need them to be good in that series.
If you think Memphis plays good, those are the 3 best plays of the slate.
Yeah, and
they're all in the 7Ks.
And I would throw Marvin.
Best players in the 7Ks.
I would throw Marvin or Santee in there because I think one of them has to play. You're going to play them
naturally. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the way I look at Memphis. Like you can either just play a value, like you can play a Vince Williams and maybe he plays like Tony's thinking, or maybe he gets blowout run like he did last time and he does a little better. Same thing with Marvin Bagley. Like you can play Marvin Bagley just alone and maybe he gets more minutes. Maybe he gets some blowout run. Even though they played Huff, I think, at the very end. So
the total ironic part about everything I just said and you said, though, is, in my opinion, this is by far the best fantasy game on the 3-game slate because of pricing. SGA is only 10K. Chet's 7K. Hartenstein 6,300. Dort, even though we don't love him, is cheap. And then all the Memphis guys are too cheap. I mean, for those 3 guys to all be in the 7Ks is crazy. You're literally only betting against a blowout again, which I don't think they lose by 50 again. Like, they're going to show heart. They're going to come out and play hard. So I think this game's the stack tonight, personally, because the Minnesota Lakers game is going to be low scoring. They're going to come and they're going to clamp in that game. So I think this is the game. After I said how much I hate the betting side of it, the pricing is insane in this game. And you know what? The chalkiest play probably again is the guy I hate too, Scottie Pippen. He's just not it at this range. Like, that's
another guy. They are not afraid of him shooting. They will allow that dude to shoot.
He's the chalky Oscar play of the night. It's Scottie. Everyone's gonna play Scottie because he plays the minutes and he's 5,100. But just go down and play freaking Luke Kennard or Vince Williams or Bagley or any of those guys.
What sucks for this matchup too, like with Santi, is it's OKC's just so athletic, and Santi is not athletic at all. Like, he's not.
Bagley looked good. I mean, Bagley sucks, but
I'm with you. I think what's interesting.
You don't want them to start Bagley, though, is what you don't want.
No,
everyone, but you want them just to start Edey still.
No, yeah, we want.
They have to start Edey. Honestly, you can't just You can't go from him playing 35 to playing 0. Like, he's got to start and just.
I don't think they come off of Edey like that. I think it naturally happens in the flow of the game. It is more my take. I don't think they start someone else. They're not doing that. But either way, I'm kind of with you. It's funny though. Jaren Jackson is, at least on Saber right now, is the highest projected Memphis guy. And I think I like him the 3rd most of Bane and Morant. Like, I think I like Morant.
Jaren Jackson ahead of Ja?
That's what I'm seeing right now.
What's Ja's projection?
37.9 and Jaren Jackson's 38. That's got to be adjusted though,
that's
right?
That's a bad Ja projection for sure.
Oh no, I just updated it. That wasn't updated. Ja's at 41.
I mean, okay, Ja's gonna play 43 minutes. I have to play.
That must just not have been like correct. They just must not have like.
I'm sure nothing's like fully settled yet. I mean, Ja, I have to play Ja tonight.
But again, if they're gonna really be in the 20s, 30 even, like.
They will, I think, too, because people are scared of this match, which they should be scared of this matchup, but still, they're too cheap. What other team in the playoffs have their 3 best players all in the 7Ks? There can't be one, right? Indiana's close with the 8 and 6Ks.
Yeah, they kind of like vary it out, I guess. Miles Turner, Pascal, and Tyrese.
But pricing's crazy.
And then on the OKC side, I mean, I like their bigs. I think their bigs have such a plus matchup here because, like I said, Hartenstein gets free range to just roam around at the top of the key, get easy like assists and stuff like that. And he gets that push floater whenever he wants off the pick and roll. So I think he's a good play at 63. Chet at 7K. He's going to get open looks. The guy I probably don't like is Jalen at 81. It just seems like a little bit too much of a price tag.
I totally agree. He's the only one I don't like. It's the funny thing. I like every other guy even like Caruso. I like at 3,400. I like every other guy on OKC but Jalen.
How about this? Lou Dort or Andrew Nembhard? They're close to the same.
I would take Dort tonight, but that's the same play basically. Like I don't want to play either one of them personally, but
what's crazy is all these OKC guys did what they did, and they only played like 20 minutes.
I know. That's
like they're going to play 35 plus minutes.
If this game stays close, you will win every dollar on the site tonight if you stack this game. I'm telling you, it doesn't mean it'll stay close. They might lose by 30 again, and you'll lose. But if it stays close, which is all you do in GPPs, all you do in tournaments, you got to do a scenario. If it stays close, you're going to roll because that Lakers game is going to be defended. There's going to be a lot of defenses, and the first game is what it is. There's a lot of guys and a lot of stuff. So I think this game, definitely the game for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think even the first game's better than probably
Yeah.
the last when it comes to like
And that's
straight
a flip from
fantasy.
the other day, the 4-gamer. I love the Lakers game, but once you actually look at it, I mean, there just isn't a lot of good pricing on there when you
Well,
know
I
they're going
think
to
the
claim it.
Lakers are the tough part of the pricing. Like the Lakers, you just don't see many guys you want to click on. At least Minnesota, I
Yeah.
always talk about like Nas, McDaniel, like they have like cheaper guys that you're like,
Yeah.
I can play these guys. You know what I mean? Like they got some upside, obviously. So it's just different.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go to the last game here, and we can bring the showdown talk in for the last game, Tony. At the end, we can talk about the showdown aspect of it, but just from the 3-game perspective and who you think here. Minnesota obviously won game 1. Lakers, it feels like the line just keeps moving in the Lakers' favor, though.
Yeah.
This spread's at 6. They're like minus 250 or something on DK Sportsbook right now. What are you doing here with this game from a betting side, and then talk from a DFS side? I'm just going through my
Definitely
thoughts.
Lakers for me betting wise. It's just a clear Lakers spot, and if they lose this game, like it's just over for them. You can't go down 2-0 at home to a team like Minnesota. So I think it's just too important for them. I think they get the job done. But the way I like to attack these nights, so you got a 3-game slate, what we just talked about. We like the first 2 games, at least I do a lot more. JSU does too, I think. But and then the late game, I don't love for fantasy wise outside of the studs. I mean, I can play Ant, I can play Luca, but you got cheaper studs in that second game. So how I'm going to attack the night is I'm going to play the first 2 games in the main slate, mostly all the first 2 games, and then I'm going to play Showdown for 150 teams. And then you got the full other strategy where you get both sides. If the late game does well, you can still do good in Showdown. If the first 2 games crush and you need the late game to stink, your main slate's good. You got a little natural hedge, and it makes sense in my head too with the way it sets up because I think it's the worst of the games by a mile. I think they're going to play a ton of defense. I think it could even be a blowout. Like I wouldn't be stunned if Minnesota gets blown out tonight. Just after the way they made every shot, the Lakers sucked. They made some adjustments. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a blowout. So everything lines up for me, kind of like last night. I didn't win anything crazy last night, but I loved how it set up with the way we could jam the late game, jam the first 2, fade this. But I'll talk main slate first. Jared Vanderbilt, I liked him last game, but it was because he was 3,100 or 32, and I know he's 36. I'll say it all playoffs, though. There's a big difference for me between 36 and 31. 3,600, I want 20 fantasy points. 3,100, I'm happy with about 10 or 12 sometimes. I'm okay with it. So, very big difference. So, he's not really in play. I mean, they're going to stick with this small lineup. So, the guys I actually like for the Lakers on the main slate are like Dorian Finney-Smith, just has to play, even though I don't love him. Like he's the same price as like Dort and Nembhard and these guys. Similar price, a little cheaper, but 4K. I like him though. I think they need him big time in this series because you just look at the guys they want to play. They want to play obviously the big 3. They want to play Rui, who similar to a big to where they can use the length, and then DFS I think is their best lineup, or Vanderbilt or some of these longer guys. They have to have that length with Minnesota. They look so. Same thing happened to Denver last year. Minnesota just looks huge when they're way bigger than you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't love anything though, main slate wise. DFS would be my guy. And then Minnesota, and I feel is a little underpriced, but Randall maybe a little underpriced. But I think Minnesota stinks tonight a little bit. This is the Lakers spot to me. I think they get the calls at home. The NBA wants a long series. I just don't love it. So to save time, I'll go right into Showdown just to loop it in. And it becomes, even though I don't love it for main slate, we have the same exact scenario where I only see 3 captains, and it's so freaking obvious. LeBron, Luca, and Luca and Ant being by far the 2 best. And it just gives you a clear-cut path. So I think it's another very easy slate. And as you start going down, let me pull up the actual pricing here. As you start going down, so if you play those 3, just say you just do it the most expensive for our example, like yesterday, Luca, LeBron, Ant. You got 28.66 for your last 3. People just won't do that. And it's tough because you start looking at values, and yeah, even as I'm doing it right now, you might literally not be able to do it. It could
I'll think you will.
immediately be my dream, though, where you get these slates where you have to take a 0 for 1K and you play the 3 studs because no one else will play it. These are my favorite ones. So did anyone actually play some for 1K? This Jordan Goodwin at least played a couple minutes, right? He's
They
1K.
like him too. They like
And you
him.
never know the adjustments. They could adjust. So he's 1K. So right away, just say you plop him in there. But say we take a 0 on Showdown, which no one will do. You're up to 3,800 for your last 2. You can play all these guys: Finney Smith, Alexander Walker, Conley, Hayes, Vanderbilt, Vincent, all these guys. So for me, yet again, a clear-cut Showdown slate, which I absolutely love. If you don't play Luka in the captain and play Ant, you can save a little more. A ton of options for me. I don't mind taking a 0. I love taking a 0. I love the slates where there's no clear cut because people won't do it. They'll go in the mid-range and play Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid, who are great. I think they're better plays on the full slate because, they're just everyone's going to go to these guys in the mid-range because they know they'll start. They'll try to get all starters in their Showdown lineup and only play 1 or 2 of the studs type thing. And we're just going to pound them. We're going to pound them with the 0 in our lineup. So love Showdown and hate this game for the 3-gamer.
Yeah, I mean, if you like the Lakers to roll here, then you're obviously not going to like Minnesota side. The clear guys that are still values, though, from Minnesota are the same guys that were values last slate. It's Naz Reid. It's Jaden McDaniels. If you think Minnesota wins, I think you have to think at least one of those guys has a good game, probably both, honestly. So those are the guys that you're going to want. And, obviously Ant too, his price tag's a little cheaper. Those are like the 3 main Minnesota guys if you want to play Minnesota. The Lakers side, I agree with Tony from a 3-game slate. Like, I'm probably not going to play these guys on the 3-game slate. But like Showdown, I'm definitely going to just jam Luka or LeBron probably. And in the captain, at least, just jam those guys and then
I
run
honestly
it from
think
there.
you see a big LeBron game too because he was taking more heat than he usually does. Like he didn't show up game 1 at all. I think he shows up big.
I could see the big LeBron game. What's the price gap between them? Is it decent, Luka and LeBron?
I pulled it back down. I had it up and then took it back. There
It's
can't be
I
like
got it.
that much separation though.
1,400.
In the captain, 1,400 is it?
No, in the captain it would be
2,100.
2,100. Yeah,
That's decent because you're splitting hairs in these showdowns. Like I said, if you play the 3, Luka and Ant and LeBron, you have to play a 1K guy. So you have to take a 0 basically in theory. But if you go down to like that, the price difference, you can get up to a DFS and the next tier, Conley, even though I hate Conley, you get that next tier of guys. That's not a 0.
It's interesting though. Like Ant is another like 900 cheaper than that in the captain. Like that's
if you think Minnesota wins, then he's the best captain.
Then he's the best cat. Exactly.
If you don't, then he's way worse than the other 2 is the problem.
Right. Right. Exactly. And on top of it, if you think it's a blowout, Tony, you might be able to catch you might get lucky with one of those 1K guys. Like you were talking about with Jordan Goodwin. Like if it's a blowout,
you get your blowout back in. See, you're getting excited.
He might be an adjustment play just on the surface. He might be someone JJ says, screw it. Let him go out there, play. He's going to play defense. He's going to play hard. He's not going to take away from anything offensively. And maybe he plays good. You know what I mean? And if not, and it does blow out, which is your kind of script anyways, he could play in the blowout. So, and on top of it, you might get Minnesota guys that play on a blowout. Like, I'm just trying to think like who it could be. Like, I don't know, a Jalen Clark or something like that. Like, so I think it's really interesting.
Where you can do. So what happens? Let's just say in theory. So I pulled the thing down, but say you played 2 because I always remember the one slate when we literally we won like 700K on the site. Taking 2 zeros and everyone was
that was the Milwaukee Bucks slate.
What would
That
it
was a
get you though? Like, so if you play 2 1K guys, it gets you up with the Luka captain build, gets you all the way up to Rui for your next guy. So you can what if let's flip it. If you did Ant and you did you wouldn't want to do Ant though, just in the blowout
no.
spot. What if you did LeBron? Let's just see if you get up to any LeBron, Luka, Ant, and then 73. So you'd get up to Jaden, which so you can get up. 2 is probably not the move here, but 1, just because with 1K guy, you can still play a DFS, a Conley. Those guys are good plays. And they're good in their own lane, which is why we like Showdown. Like in their lane means Conley gets you 16 points. Like you don't need 35 from Conley because you want your studs, which is why it's like this Showdown baseball strategy where we play the relievers. No one does. You just know when it's a 2-1 game in baseball, you're going to win the money. Tonight, when the studs are the 3 guys that score 65, 60, and 58 or something, you just know you're going to win all the money. It's nice.
Well, yeah, like even Norman Powell was on the winner yesterday, and what he scored, like 24. And he was bad.
He wasn't incredible at all. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't incredible.
He wasn't that good. Honestly, he was only good at the end. He came on at the end. I think he scored like 8 fantasy points at the end, at least in that like last 4 or 5 minutes in the fourth.
Uncle T had his jorts flopping off at the end when Norm was coming in getting it done for him.
Somehow he had the ball on like some crucial fourth quarter plays too, just random. That was another thing. Kawhi like would go in the corner and let Norman Powell have the ball randomly.
That was huge 3. I mean,
huge. That was on the break too, I think. But yeah, that was a huge. That was a big 3. But yeah, it's just I think we have a good idea for the strategy. Again, if you like Minnesota in this game, though, you would flip it. You would flip it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm still going to play a ton of Ant, too. I'm not building just for a blowout because Minnesota's a tough team.
You have 150, too. If you're only playing like 10 lineups, though, you should definitely like have a path and kind of stick towards it. But if you're building 150. I don't think it's
bad. Even with 10, though, like do 2 or 3, Ant still.
That's true. That's true. You could definitely.
It's like Kawhi yesterday. I didn't love Kawhi, but I think I ended up with like 10% captain, like 10 or 15% flex. So I was way under and he owned me, but I like those numbers. Even though it didn't work out for me, I felt good about getting enough to where I still had I think I finished like 100th and something, or I still gave myself chances with Kawhi, even though I didn't like him.
Right. Yeah. And that goes back to your point of just never fading a stud when you
just don't fade them. Like don't fade Ant tonight. Because Minnesota could come out and do the same thing. I mean, last year versus the Nuggets, they brought Belt to ass game too. Like it could happen. Absolutely could happen.
I think though, JJ Redick's one of those coaches. There's an adjustment that we don't fully see that he's gonna make adjustments.
Let's see it, JJ.
He's gonna make them.
Another team I look at though, just like you were talking about with Memphis. What's their adjustment? They don't have bodies.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what it is, but like you
don't
know,
connect. Maybe.
You
can't play a white dude versus these guys though.
Man, it's
this not team. Jackson Hayes. I'll tell you that much. It can't be Jackson Hayes.
No. Absolutely not.
Gabe Vincent, I think Gabe Vincent's like a gritty playoff guy. Maybe he gets more run.
Yeah, maybe it is.
He played a decent amount though. Game 1, like he didn't.
He did. He played 25 minutes. Tony.
That's what I mean. So maybe he just plays better. That's the adjustment.
Maybe that could be it. I don't know what it is, but I just have JJ's one of those coaches. He's not just going to sit there and let it happen again and again, and he's going to at least try to make adjustments.
The more I think about it, the more they're going to roll.
I mean, the line is definitely moving in the favor of Lakers' roll here, so we'll see. But I think we got a good strategy at least for the Showdown slate. You guys on Giannis? Big Cat asked.
I mean, I'm not going to play him, but he's the best stud on the 3-gamer. I mean, with Dame back, though, I just think it hurts him just enough to get me off of him.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking, too.
But, I'm sure he's going to be super high owned, and he's a great player. So if you like Giannis, play Giannis whenever you want.
Right. I think Dame will hurt him just enough to be like, okay, do we need Giannis? Like even Jokic, he wasn't on the winner yesterday on the slate, and it was and I thought he played really well.
You thought Jokic played really well?
Well, no, like fantasy wise, like in my head watching him, I was like, he's got to be doing pretty good fantasy wise. Like he
still
had
was above his
65.
projections. The funny thing,
Yeah.
he played so bad.
But what was funniest though was Kawhi was crushing, and Jokic was still the winner in the captain up until that very last little push from Kawhi at the end. Like that was the crazy thing.
And
to
it
me.
hurt, like Powell too hurt the Jokic build because you couldn't really get to some of the stuff.
Powell and MPJ. When MPJ went over that double-double line because he got that putback, it put him over the double-double. That pushed it up, and then Norman, like you said, Norman Powell like pushed it up even more.
MPJ was the best play for sure. I mean, he was such a good play. 20% owned in Showdown. I mean, he was the best play.
Yeah. Yeah. Minnesota makes corner threes at a high. Yeah.
If they make every shot, they're going to win the title. So we can all agree on that.
Minnesota is one of those teams, like they're going to get the same shit, in my opinion. And if Jada McDaniels and Naz Reid can do that again, I mean, they're the keys. They're the keys in every series. They're the keys because teams are not.
They're the reason they beat Denver last year.
Yep.
I mean, Ant was obviously but the stars in theory should always do what they do.
Jada McDaniels had some massive games in the playoffs last year, like massive. So he can definitely do it. It's just, can he do it consistently? So Damian Lillard conditioning said he'll play Tuesday. From Don Yeezy. So, all right, we get our Dame, Tony. We get the Dame, Luka Ballhog. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. So, Tony, that looks like Dame's gonna play. So, does that do anything else for you, knowing that he's?
Like I said, I've built everything that he's gonna play. So,
okay.
I mean, it makes me feel even more conviction. I'm just in the 3-gamer. There's no way I'm not jamming that second game.
I mean, I think the first and second game are just better than the third game.
I mean, I honestly don't want. I mean, maybe I end up with one guy in the third game, but I honestly don't love that third game at all. So,
yeah,
Memphis, and I don't like Memphis, man. I think they suck, but they at least, I know they have heart at least. Like I can't imagine they don't play hard. That doesn't mean they won't get blown out again because they're super under talented to the other team. But I think they're going to play crazy hard,
which is all you can really ask for. At least try and play hard.
How do you ignore those prices? Like, I agree with what you said. I have to play 2 of those 3. I don't know which 2. It's going to be Ja for sure, and then I don't know if it's going to be Bane or.
I gotta play Ja and Bane. I just can't trust Jaren Jackson. I refuse.
It's just he's got a 60-piece in him though. So if we agree that Edie can't play.
Bro, I watched him try and post up Alex Caruso, and he couldn't even back him down.
They had such a good game plan for him, though, too.
He couldn't back down Alex Caruso. I was sitting there like, dude, you are so useless if you can't. Like, come on, man. You're not getting a better advantage, like, in that standpoint. Like, you got to be able to score on him. Like, you have to. And he just couldn't. Just ridiculous. I can't
do it on offense. I think he's a really good play tonight, though, just because if Edie can't be on the court, it just has to be him getting boards and hitting threes, shooting his little set shot 3 goofball thing. Hopefully, he makes it.
I think I'm gonna do the two guards with either Aldama or Bagley. I think is what I'm going to do.
If Bagley somehow ends up starting.
I don't think he starts, but I think he's still a good play because I think I think that the adjustment's going to be quicker in game than it was even in game 1 with the blowout if he's just getting killed. Yep. You can't just play that crazy drop cover. Like, that was like extreme drop coverage. Like, he wasn't even trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was extreme. SGA, he's not going to shoot 4 for 13 again, by the way. Like, he is not shooting that bad from the field again. So, they're in trouble if they don't figure that out. But, yeah, I think we're on the same page with the slate. We'll have everything up over at runpuresports.com, the slate builder. Tony, do you have, like, a favorite bet on the day for the people before we get plays of the day?
I mean, my favorite bet for sure is the Lakers.
Lakers.
I think and honestly, I might play around with an Indiana Lakers. I like doing those parlays to get rid of the juice. I just have done way better since so like if you parlay the Pacers and the Lakers money line, you get plus 118. So that's my bet. I'll give that bet. Plus
That's
118,
your
both money lines. Just
big T
like
bet
doing
if
that.
I ever seen one. That's a
What?
total big T bet.
It's
That's a
because it's
big
how I've
T
always
bet.
done it my whole life. I hate
Yep.
playing the juice. I hate laying the 6. I like both teams. So just give me the plus juice with both.
Yeah, 100%.
And the nice thing is too, when you do that, and which is another thing I do a lot betting, is say Indiana wins and then you got the Lakers plus 118. You can either middle Minnesota plus 6.5 or wait till a live opportunity. In the NBA, you almost always get a betting live opportunity. And then if you decide you don't like it, just take Minnesota and you can lock up some money.
Yeah, the best thing with the NBA, because like you said, you're always getting those big runs normally, is the Lakers go up early and you can bet Minnesota money line at like a decent number. 3-1, 4-1, or something like that.
Then
it's
just awesome.
And then who knows, maybe you get another run the other way and the Lakers go to 2-1 and you can put a little money on the Lake. Like you can.
That's my favorite thing to do. And it helps you with like DraftKings too. Like people always want to get these VIP rewards. All that stuff adds up with your betting stuff. So like if you say you put $100 on both sides, like you have no risk and you're showing that you're betting all that. That's, I don't know. That's how
nothing's
I
better than when you have like no risk and you're just playing both sides a little bit. Like that's the best feeling.
You can still win money. You're getting a ton of action down. Sometimes you even have like a 4 or 5 point middle where you can win both bets. That's the best.
Yeah, and normally like one side you'll win a little more than the other side, but you can just root for.
Still.
Yeah, you could just root for like a fun game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's the best stuff. So yeah, I love that. Nice little bet there for the people. I like the Hartenstein. I think he's plus money to go over 3.5 assists. As long as Edie's starting, I like the Hartenstein over on assists. He's gonna get really easy assists in this series. Just like legit like handoff, like dribble handoff assists. So
he was my play of the night.
Who?
Hartenstein.
Oh man, that was okay. I did not think you were going to say Hartenstein was your play of the day.
I just can't believe he's 6,300.
I'm going to go a different route here. I'm going to say that we get the Tyrese Halliburton, Dame Lillard duke it out.
Yeah, you're going back to you had MPJ. You're going back to the well.
I'm going back to the well on the 2%, or I don't think he'll be 2. What do we think? 5, 10?
Now that he's in, he's going to get some ownership, but he'll be low.
Unless they say like he's going to only play like 30 minutes or something like that.
I just don't see how they say that, but I mean, they could.
Yeah. If he's healthy, he's got to be good to play. Like I don't see
it. It's still the damn playoffs. You're down 1-0. I mean, you got to think he's.
And he was trying to fight. He was trying to fight Halliburton. Yeah. He's definitely not sitting on that bench. Like, there's no way. And he might suck. Tony's right. He might just be rusty. That's totally in the cards for him to be rusty and stuff like that. But man, Dame's a fighter. Like he's gonna try. So I'll take my chances. But I really like Halliburton. I think Halliburton's he's a bounce back play too. All the other guys had big games. He didn't shoot well at all. I'm telling you, he's not shooting 0 for 7 from 3 again. I wonder what his 3 number is. I wonder if it's like
those are my favorite bets, the threes. Like I have so much fun betting the 3 bets. Those are my favorite bets on DraftKings.
What do you think it is? Over 3.5, 2.5?
For Hallie?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you would get plus money at 3, whatever that. I like, or that ticker goes to.
The over 2.5 is minus 154. Oh. If you want to go to 4, it's plus 155.
So 4 is the plus number. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm betting it.
3. So it's 1 higher than I thought, but I still like it. I'd bet the 4 for sure. I always like getting it. Whatever the first one that's plus, that's my bet usually.
Yeah, I'm betting it. I'm betting the 4. I'm betting the 5. I bet you him and Dame go back and forth a little bit. Those are the fun bets. So I'm going to take some Halliburton props and have some fun with it. Dame was saying, okay, see you Tuesday or something like that. I love that. I love that shit. That's what the playoffs need.
Because the way the refs are officiating these games, you're going to have more conflict, which is awesome. Which is freaking awesome. That's what we want.
Dude, when they were making all the stink because Jamal picked up Norman.
I still don't even think he picked him up. Like, it was just natural. Like,
well, I think he kind of jumped a little when he
and he
lifted
caught
off
him.
the ground. I think he made it. I think he emphasized it. I think Norman like jumped a little bit. You know what I mean?
They were
like
acting like he freaking body slammed him. I'm
But
like, what
but
are we talking
he
about?
was doing that on purpose because he
Yeah.
got shoved. He got shoved. They didn't call it. So he was like, screw that. So I'm going to foul him. And he instigated a whole thing and then got a free throw for it. Was the best part of the whole thing. He instigated it and got the free throw. Like, that's the funniest part. So, but yeah, no, I thought it was funny that like they got the free throw as opposed to the other team when he was the one that lifted him up and stuff, even though it wasn't bad. I mean, who was it? Van Gundy was like,
dude,
that's
Van
unacceptable.
Gundy was killing me. God, trust me, even though I'm a Denver guy, it wasn't that either. Like, he was rooting so hard for his brother. It was every call. Like, dude,
we didn't even talk about this, but Jeff Van Gundy holding the ball from Jokic, him and the trainer, 2-on-1, holding the ball from Jokic. That's so funny. Well, it definitely was, right? No way Jeff Van Gundy's holding that by himself. Like, no shot. So it had to be 2-on-1. But all right, cue up the Big T NWL gif. Yeah, we can cue that one up.
That was fun last year.
Like that.
I gotta get to the golf course. I'm kicking Rubio's ass. My first round of the year with Rubio and Uncle T. Rubio, I'm coming to kick your ass. I'll be there in 20 minutes. You're done, buddy.
Done. That's going to do it here for the show.
This new money to get in. I got to get in all his newly acquired money.
Well, he better be buying lunch today. You bought it yesterday.
No, I'm not getting it today. He's got to get it on a day where we can actually go somewhere good.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. All right, that's going to do it here. Today. Big T's got to go golfing. Oh, that'll be it.
Of the year. What do you think Rubio shoots today? First round of the. I don't know. He's probably played. Uncle T's hit some balls. I haven't played since August. What do you got for some scores? What do you think everyone?
I say that Rubio shoots a 93.
No, you're giving him way too much credit. 93?
Too much?
Rubio sucks.
Oh, he's bad. Okay.
93?
Have I seen Rubio play? Did he play with us that time?
Probably. He's terrible.
Okay. Like Mangone bad?
No,
or a little better?
Mangone bad. He's not
okay, so like between 105 and 110 then.
Yeah, I mean, I think like 100's a good barometer for Rubio. If he plays good, he can probably get in the 90s.
Uncle T's going to shoot like an 86 because he's on a heater. So I'm going to give him like an 85, 86.
He's on a heater.
Big T's going to shoot like a 79 or something. And then he's going to own everyone, but he's going to be, I'm terrible.
I'm nervous today. I legit haven't swung a club since August. It's going to be bad.
Big T's going to totally sandbag these guys too. He's going to get like only a stroke or something like that. Like you're going to totally sandbag these guys. So I can't wait. Dude, when you shoot like 71, I'm going to be so mad when I hear you say it. And you're going to be
out of here, Boban Dryer. I was on your side.
No way Big T shoots 110. No way.
No.
Is it at your course too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no way.
Course isn't that great for my game though. It's shorter than it's not my like preferred. If I was going to play,
it's still the course that you. It's still the course that you play. You know what I mean? It's like it's still the course that you play. So
yeah.
All right. Well, you got to get out of here. Go whoop them. Get some money from Uncle T. Congrats to him again for the 16K victory. Hopefully we can go back to back. Another Run Pure Sports guy can ship tonight's showdown for Big T.
Your night tonight. It's you.
I hope so, man.
There's no way you're not winning tonight with Ant.
With Ant too?
Yeah, that's your boy. Ant? There's no way you're not winning. 3 days in a row. Boom, boom, boom.
Yesterday was my night. I had the Kawhi game of a lifetime, and he couldn't.
Tonight's your night. You got Ant, your boy. And we're going 3 in a row. Tonight's you.
Is he gonna tell someone like some chick about a schlong or something like that again? Like, is he gonna?
That's good stuff.
I mean, he literally
get us out of here. You can't be.
He grabbed the full thing after. I don't know if you say he literally grabbed it.
He got fully freaking in. He was grabbing the whole bag upward.
No,
he was definitely
into it. All right, that's going to do it here. We got to get out of here. Check us out at runpuresports.com, RPS 15, get you 15% off. Hit the like button on the video. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time, same same place for Big T and myself, JSU. Good luck in your DraftKings contest and bets. We're out of here.